Welcome back. We're in Sandton today, just north of Johannesburg, and we're talking higher education. And just before the break, we had an interesting question that came from Tobela, who says, please ask Minister if he's going to demolish or merge the seaters at the end of the NSDS 3 period next year. Tell us what this NSDS 3 period is, and are you going to demolish and merge these seaters?
I'm not sure about demolish, you know. No, the way the sitters have been operating is that they get licensed for 5 years. The reasoning behind that was that skills needs for any country, they change. So you might need a particular sitter at a particular time, but after a period, it becomes redundant, or it might have to be merged with another sitter, or you may have to create a new sitter. For instance, there are people who are arguing that since the president's launch of Operation Pakisa, the maritime economy, maybe we need a dedicated sitter that's going to focus on the maritime economy. Of course, that has got a disadvantage, because in a way it's also unsettling for people who are working for the sitters, because you don't know whether your sitter is going to be existing after 5 years. That's one of the challenges that we have. Over the last 4 or 5 years or so, I have sort of commissioned a couple of studies to look at the sitter landscape. And there are quite a number of suggestions on the table, some quite radical, maybe one close to demolition, which says dissolve all the sitters into one big skills council. Others say no, cut them into 6 or 7, there are too many. We are doing this much more systematically. We've just done an exercise now looking at the reports that have been given to us. I had appointed a ministerial task team to look into that. The Human Resources Development Council, which is led by the Deputy President, also had a task team which was looking into the sitters, amongst other things. And we are finalizing proposals, which also we are going to be consulting with. I don't think that I'm at liberty maybe to talk about that now in this platform. But sooner rather than later, this is going to become public as we also engage the sitters, engage the employers, and so on. Basically, we're trying to answer the question, how do we really make the sitters work better, to continue to improve their work, the manner in which they work, so that they are better able to respond to the challenge of skills development in our country.
We're going to ask a big question about the private sector and their role in this, especially when it comes to utilizing the skills development levy funds. But just before that, Deputy Minister, Mzolisi says, we are in the right direction, but government departments are underutilizing sitters in particular. So we might be pointing fingers at the private sector, but it does seem that the public sector itself is not using these sitters properly. What's your response to Zolis?
Well, that is unfortunate because the public sector should actually be leading. So that the private sector then follows from those examples. But I am aware that many government departments are actually utilizing, the resources that are available through the sitter system. But those departments that are not doing so will obviously be calling upon them to start doing so.
Mr. Degole, what is the challenge? Why are some people underutilizing the sitters? Is it that they don't know how to use sitters, or is it that you're not reaching out to them?
Well, I think firstly, perhaps the biggest challenge is people not understanding what our role is. And I think the minister tried to clarify that. We are a catalyst. We are a facilitating agency. So we bring business and we bring beneficiaries who are either employed or unemployed. And then we bring the training providers. So they are public and private. So we bring those three parties together to benefit from this skills development initiative that the government has started. I think, firstly, we operate on the basis of the National Skills Development Strategy. So every year, every 5 years, we have a strategy which drives our operations, it drives our focus. And so I think the understanding, particularly from the public, is that SETAs are everything. They are supposed to be employing beneficiaries. We depend solely on these relationships. Firstly, to make sure that the education and training programs are quality assured, and so we can qualify young people who go through programs. On the other hand, to make sure that companies provide the workplaces and relevant training that is needed. I think what is also important to note is that we have targets that we have to achieve, and these are 5-year targets. And now we're on the 4th year of our targets. I think if one looks back at what we've been doing for 5 years, there is definitely good progress towards achieving the targets. But I think we must also remember that on the one hand, the organizations, the companies need a lot of young people, especially with high skills, high-level skills. And the majority of young people are sitting almost at the bottom with a lot of low-level skills. So we need to bring those up.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to take another quick break, and then after that we'll get into our questions from our audience and also from our Twitter sphere. And I'm going to ask you guys to be much quicker with your answers now so we can get through as many questions as possible. So stay with us, start tweeting at Morning Live SABC, hashtag TNABizBrief, and we'll get those questions through to our panel. Higher education, training, SETAs, you name it, we're talking about it today. Get your questions answered. I know some of you are very worried about funding. We'll ask that after this.